Ta-da! It's time for the Hebrew of the week, and we are in Ruth, and the verse of this week is Ruth 2:4. We're going to finally meet this guy named Boaz. Enter, stage right. See if you can pronounce the Hebrew here. Here is my attempt. Vahine Boaz ba mebeit lechem vayomer lakozarim. Okay, what's going on here? So what do you recognize? I see a vav, and. So vahine, this is, and behold. Hine means behold, and vav means and. Makef there, a little dash. Voaz, this is Boaz. And now enters Boaz. And ba is from bo, which is a middle weak verb. Middle weak is a verb that has either a vav or a yod in the middle, and that tends to go away. I don't know, they're shy, they're hiding, they're the middle child. Nobody notices them. That's not true for those of you who are middle children. But anyway, we notice you, we do, we love you. And Boaz came. So this is a G stem, or if you want to call it a call stem, if you're an old-fashioned type. It's third masculine singular. It's perfect. And behold, Boaz came. Let me go ahead and put up the translation here for those of you who want a translation. He came from Bethlehem, Mebeit Lechem. So mem, hirik, doubling. This is min, the preposition from. And nun assimilates with no vowel, separates, gets sucked into the bet, and it becomes a double bet. Don't bet. Anyway, but from the house of bread. Lechem meaning bread. Of course, they probably didn't think, occasionally they might think, amazing that this is the house of bread. But probably, they said Beit Lechem as a place and didn't think that much about what it meant until they did. So, and behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem, and he come from Bethlehem because the grain's not planted in the middle of the village, right? Of course not. What were you thinking? They've got to go out of the village to the fields to get the grain. So, and behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem, Vayomer, and he said, so Vapatak doubling is a converted imperfect or a preterite. What is it? Vayikatel or something. I need to get that down. Let me stop right now and get what the modern newfangled Hebrew grammarians are saying. Vayiktol. Anyway, that's what they call them instead of calling a converted imperfect. Vayiktol. But anyway, Vav Ptak doubling, it is a preterite. The yod is imperfect, third masculine singular. Amar. By the way, there's several first aleph. It's club, the first aleph club, and they do a holum after the performative. So Vayomer, a few others like this. So and he said, converted imperfect, third masculine singular, call from Amar. So Boaz comes out to the field, and he says to the ones reaping. So la is to, the preposition. The patak and the doubling is all that's left of the. Normally it's hey patak doubling, but when you put a preposition on it, that hey pops right out like a pimple. To the, and then the hirik yod mem is the masculine plural absolute, the ones. And then the verb is kazar. It's a kazar verb. The holum after the first consonant is a telltale sign of the participle, the call participle, or the G participle. So this is a masculine plural absolute call participle from kazar with a preposition on the front and a the on the front. To the ones reaping, to the reaping ones. By the way, this is a vocal shva because it follows a long vowel. So it's la ko za reem. Okay, so and behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem, and he said to the ones reaping, well, what did he say? Well, here's what he said. He said, Yahweh imakem, Yahweh imakem, which is, the Lord be with you. You wondered where that came from. It's a greeting. It's apparently a standard cultural greeting. The Lord be with you. Yahweh be with you, they would have said back then. They would have said Yahweh, by the way. At this point in history, they would have said Yahweh be with you. They wouldn't have used Adonai be with you at this point in history. So imakem is im with, and then kem is the second masculine plural, in this case object suffix, with you. With what? With you. With y'all. The Lord be with y'all. So Yahweh be with y'all. And they said to him, so now this is a standard greeting. It's kind of like, how you doing? I'm doing fine. So, people kind of sometimes get upset and say, you don't really mean that. How you doing? You didn't wait to listen. But that's not what the words primarily mean. I mean, it can mean that. There's nothing wrong with it meaning that, but it is a greeting. It's performing a social function. And this is performing a social function as well. So, and they said, so let me pronounce the rest of it. Vayomaru lo Yavarek so Yavare see, this is a silent schwa. Yavareka. Yavareka. Sorry, I'm having trouble with it. Yahweh. So, Yahweh be with you. And they said to him, may the Lord bless you. Lord be with you. May the Lord bless you. So, Vayomer, I'm struggling here. Vayomeru, again, that's a vocal schwa because it comes after a long vowel. Vav converted imperfect, so it's a vayiktol form, a preterite. It's G or call. This one's third common plural, they, because of the sharuk on the end. It's a 1-2 punch. Yod on the front, sharuk on the end. And they said to him, this is la, to, and him, the object suffix, yavaraka. So the ya is the imperfect, although in this case I think we're going to take it as adjussive. Adjussive is an imperfect functioning as a command or a wish. May he bless. Barak is bless. A shava under the performative is normally a sign of the piel or the D stem, the doubling stem. There is no doubling, of course, because resh is a guttural, and it says, I don't do doubling. It's not in my contract. But I'm pretty sure that this is a D imperfect, a third masculine singular from Barak with a second masculine singular possessive suffix or object suffix here. You, masculine singular. So, may the Lord bless you. May Yahweh bless you. That's fun. We learned a little bit of culture at the time Ruth was written, that it was standard in a greeting to say, Lord be with you. Yahweh imaka. And then the standard response was, Yavaraka, Yahweh. May bless you, Yahweh. Interesting kind of chiasm, right? Yahweh first in the initiative greeting, Yahweh be with you, but Yahweh last in the response greeting. May he bless you, Yahweh. May Yahweh bless you. Fun with words. Let me just double check that this is a PL before I go off into the sunset. And yes, I'm right. Why do you even question me? Of course, I'm always right. This has been Ruth 2:4. And behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem and said to the ones reading, Yahweh be with you. And they said back to him, may Yahweh bless you. And thus we have Ruth 2:4.